As we see more and more creators try to be canceled by the NDP, please don't think that Mark Carney's censorship bills are going to spare you. Welcome back to the Freedom Pines podcast. I'm your host, Jamie A.B., where I'm doing daily election coverage now, but obviously after the election, we are still going to have to be covering this because I have no idea what Canada is going to look like the more we see the corruption in every crevice of our country. So if that interests you, please hit like, comment, and subscribe because I'm being actively suppressed by our government. Couldn't even search me up until a couple weeks ago, so let's dive right in. First of all, this is why I moved to North. I know you're going to be like, well, that's not exactly not Canada. I know. Number one, freezing bank accounts of any kind is so messed up, and no matter who you're voting for, you should have access to your bank accounts. You have to keep in mind that our like Bell, Rogers, they can see everything that we do on our phones, on our computers, and have they put any stop to blocking CP sites? Illegal sites? No, but they'll put their effort into making sure they freeze the bank account of a PPC supporter, okay, candidate. Now, I'm not so sure why Megan in particular is having her bank account frozen, genuinely, because there's lots of people running for the PPC. So I don't know why specifically her. Like, she says it obviously lines up. And you know what? I don't blame her for thinking this, because I think that the NDP little group of content creators targeted my husband and I, and the CRA suddenly discovered that that they overpaid us, all of these different things, and we have to pay money back all of a sudden. So I completely understand where she's coming from. If she thinks that it's because of that, I believe her, okay? And I do, because I think she is one of the only PPC people actually saying, like, the stuff about womanhood and stuff. And you know what? I don't agree with everything that Megan says about everything, you know what I mean? But she doesn't deserve to have her bank account frozen. So she says, my candidacy was confirmed officially on Tuesday. The same day I tried to access my bank account and I could not. I contacted my bank, Vancity, and was informed that my bank account had been frozen as per direction from the government. I had accessed my account 2 days prior, so the timing was clear. I had not been informed of this freezing by anyone, not the bank, not the government. No one attempted to contact me. I was completely blindsided. I am not surprised by that. When I contacted my bank, they refused to give me any information beyond the fact that they were following government orders. And then they gave me a number and name to contact. So I called the number, got a voicemail, and the employee was on vacation all week. So basically the guy froze my bank account and immediately went on vacation. His voicemail offered an extension to call, which I did. No one answered, so I left a message. Called again later that day. No one returned my call. So I called back the next day and left another message. Still no one returned my call. The following day, I received a message saying I could not get through because of technical difficulties. I tried calling a general number, asked for the woman on the other end. She said she could refer me to... Hold on. Basically, she's saying that she went back, she got a hold of somebody, and they were, I can't give you any information unless you give me more information about what's going on, to which Megan responded, I have no information, that's why I'm calling you to get information. Went back and forth like this, and then she said, what exactly is your job? What is it that you're being paid for to do with the tax dollars of Canadians? Oh, God.
Called the number and got a answered, so I left a message.
Hold on. Yes. Shout out to Elevate Podcast, because I am using his video for reference. This woman explained that her job was to refer people who called her to the appropriate department's numbers of individuals. Okay, I said. Then can you please refer to someone who can explain to me what's going on with my bank account? She said no, and I hung up. Do you know how scary this is? I genuinely don't think people understand how scary this is. I'm speechless. With Mark Carney saying that he'll bring back C-63, like, I will probably be in jail. And so will the rest of us. And it might be lit, actually. It might be a good time. But I have no idea how the left can just sit back and think that these things are okay, because don't be surprised when this happens to you. As the left has already, NDP has already thrown you under the bus, they're about to throw us all under the bus, which I'm pretty sure at this point that they are tanking on purpose to give this win to Mark Carney, because Mark Carney is Jagmeet's boss. And you, how was that? Well, in rankings, Carney's higher than Jagmeet at the World Economic Forum. Okay. And you know what's wild to me? I will just say this. I give more props to the NDP than PPC sometimes, because they're the only other ones that go against Carney. The PPC are literally so focused on Pierre that they don't go after Carney. It's crazy. But this is crazier. This is the craziest thing, and I have no idea what... Last night I seen a video, guys, of silent protesters being bombed by sound waves. We have officially hit Hunger Games status with technologies we don't even know that they have. I'm about to be a Northern Ontario bushwoman, okay? That's what I'm about to be. So anyways, if you want to look like China and North Korea, just vote for Mark Carney, I guess. But on the contrary, my video right now is going viral about Pierre Poilievre. Hold on. Which I'm now seeing almost has 70,000 views, which is insane. Okay, it's this one.
I understand the veto of the Northern Gateway pipeline.
You support it?
Given both environmental and commercial reasons.
Do you support it?
I think it is sensible. I wasn't involved in the decision, but I think it was the right decision.
And yet your company has invested billions of dollars in oil companies in both Brazil and the UAE to buy pipelines. You bought billions of dollars of pipelines as a company in the last 5 years. Do you support those investments?
Mr. Poilievre, there is a global energy system, and one of the issues, I'm trying to explain a bit of how the economy works. One of the
Thank you so much.
It may help. One of the issues for this committee in thinking about a sustainable transition.
Do you support it?
Where is Canada's role in those as energy transitions from fossil fuels to renewables? And in different jurisdictions, into different geography, it matters. Okay. And this is a fundamental point.
Yeah.
No,
you want to know why it matters? Because you can exploit Brazilians easier than you can exploit Canadians. Yeah, you'd have to pay them more, because we have ethical ways of getting oil and they don't. So yeah, that's why he does it. Not because of climate change. You really can't tell me that opening up a pipeline in Brazil is better for the environment than opening up one in Canada. That makes absolutely no sense.
This is a fundamental.
I'm sorry. You've
finally
exceeded
getting
the
to
time.
a point
You've exceeded the time.
Relevant to this committee's.
What you're saying is you oppose pipelines in Canada, but you support them in the UAE and in Brazil. That's what you've actually said.
There are specific.
That's your double standard.
It is not a double standard.
It is a double standard, and I can't even listen to the clip. But okay, that's going viral, which is crazy. Lots of support, and so is my clip that I shared about their little podcast that they did talking about their son thinking that the line of people were dad's friends. Lots of people commenting, saying things like, wow, I've never seen Pierre in this light before. Like, I think that he could maybe go up against Trump. Yeah, of course you haven't seen him in this light, because the media isn't going to show you Pierre Poilievre going up against Mark Carney, sticking up for our workers, because that's not part of the agenda, okay? No, the agenda is to make sure that we own nothing and that we think we're happy about it, right? And don't forget that Liberal MPs can ask people to kidnap a Conservative MP and they get to apologize for it. But if you're a bad citizen, you get your bank account frozen in Canada. That's what a government with Mark Carney looks like. So guys, don't forget to vote, and we need to make sure that this is too big to rig. Okay, I am not kidding. Mark Carney and their propaganda and all of the slimy things that they've done, working with China, releasing those buttons, is just an indication of how slimy they really are and how much they're going to get away with, okay, if we do not vote in Pierre Poilievre. So that's all for today, and don't forget to get out and vote. And I have a new tagline. Okay, you guys ready for it? If you don't like the CBC, don't forget to follow me. Oh my gosh, I came up with that and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so good. No one to share it with. Anyways. My husband's at work. Have a good one, guys.